Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlickers, shills, debt slaves, serfs, peasants, vassals, minions, meat sacks. I'm Useful Idiot. Welcome. And let's go back to the good old USA. And at a moment like this, it really is the good old USA because it turns out that Bernie Sanders, current presidential candidate for the Democratic Party, has hired William K. Black as one of his economic advisors. And this is an amazing development. And a hat tip to Mankind Global Network YouTube channel for the tip-off on this. I hadn't quite seen it yet, and I recommend his channel, another very erudite follower of a Useful Idiot and a YouTuber in his own right. So anyway, let's get to this. Incredible. William K. Black, Associate Professor, University of Missouri. I assume most of my viewers are well acquainted with him, and anybody else who isn't should be. He was at the center of the savings and loan crisis of the 80s and 90s, and actually managed to jail thousands in that scandal, in a stark comparison to the scandals we've had the last 7 years where hardly anyone has been jailed. And William K. Black has been an outspoken critic of that trend. And so he was fighting deregulation that had been set up by Reagan, and now he finds himself fighting a lot of the deregulation that was set up by Clinton, and that we've been feeling the effects of these last 7 years. And he also had a lot to do with prosecuting the Keating Five, who were 5 senators who were involved in trading favors to savings and loans as part of this crisis. And one of them, of course, was John McCain, Senator John McCain, who was merely reprimanded for this. And interesting side story of this, Keating himself ended up sending somewhat of a death threat to William K. Black. And so that's the kind of guy we need in the government. Somebody that makes senators and corporate screwheads and bootlickers want to send them death threats. And William K. Black is an expert on white-collar crime, an expert on public finance, and an expert on regulation. That's the kind of guy we need. And I could attach hundreds of videos that he's recorded and have been posted, interviews and speeches and lectures by William K. Black that are all over YouTube, and I recommend them to anyone who is serious about global banker fraud. In 2010, he also testified before Congress during the collapse of Lehman Brothers, and he has spelled out everything as clearly as could be done, has a complete understanding of what this economic collapse was about and everything that's been done about it since, and pulls no punches, and definitely calls it like he sees it. And that makes a lot of people uncomfortable. And also is the author of many articles and some books, most notable a book called The Best Way to Rob a Bank is to Own One. And he knows what it's all about. So wow, my hat's off to Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is serious about reform. Bernie Sanders has hired probably the most qualified individual to be an economic advisor to a president of the United States. I'm Useful Idiot. Don't you be one too.